Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dominions4, Thrones of Ascension. This should be quite an interesting episode. I have some difficult decisions to make, for sure. So let's go through the messages and see if we can't come up with a proper plan of action with how to proceed. We were casting some site searching still. I'll go over that. I don't believe we found any magic sites. Nope. We captured a lot of blood slaves. Actually, we got a really good haul of blood slaves in Mexico, and still no unrest. So we didn't get any blood slaves in Saltnoham, so I'm going to set my blood hunters to do that again. I'm just going to quickly go through the blood hunting provinces. 11 unrest in Duvan. I think you can go back to blood hunting. Now we found quite a lot of the blood slaves in Epernia, but there's no unrest, so I don't even have anyone patrolling there, so yeah, that's good. I'll take that. And where else? Brightgate, unrest of 28, and they can stop blood hunting for now and go back to research, so that's out of the way. There was a report from New Mecria. Suddenly a small number of flame bolts appeared out of nowhere and struck the army located here. 4 units were hit and 2 of these units were killed. I don't actually know who I had in New Mecria. Was that just Province Defense that they killed? I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, someone's throwing flame bolts at us. Fires from afar. It's not a... Oh, he can only hold 5. Oh, that's fine. He can still enter the site. The devils will just appear there. Anyway, so yeah, someone's casting fires from afar on us, which is not a very powerful spell, and he's actually hitting somewhere where I don't have any units right now. Unless I had a priest move there, and they died just now. I don't think so. Anyway, moving on. A proclamation from Emilzar. Yi Jid, the hero, shall hereby be known as the Prophet of Shalim. So I think that's like their 3rd prophet or something. They did turn a hero into a prophet, so he might actually be quite dangerous. Especially with the prophet buffs. Prophets get a lot stronger when they're in their own dominion, so yeah, he might be very, very dangerous defensive hero. Might be difficult to invade Emilzar. We'll see though. An unexpected event has occurred in Saltnoham. A vengeful witch has cursed some of your troops after they destroyed her home and took her magical gems. 1 unit has been cursed. We got 3 nature gems. Now the worst thing about this is I don't remember the shortcut to search for cursed, so I have to look through all my commanders to find out who got cursed and see if it was someone important. It wasn't any of the commanders, did it? I assume one of these units got cursed. I'm not going to look through all the units, but it wasn't the demon. So yes, a random unit got cursed in my garrison. That's fine. If a commander gets cursed, it can be a bit more problematic. If a commander, say if this barbarian got cursed, I was planning on sending him to the arena. If he got cursed, he would almost definitely get an affliction every time he got hit, and then he would be useless in the arena because he would die after 1 hit. He would effectively become a terrible fighter. So yeah, never mind, eh? Whilst I remember though, I am going to lab his Berserker Pelt and this Thorn Staff, and now give him this Axe of Berserking. Oh, which actually boosted his Berserker stat. Wow. How much does it boost it by? You, Pygmy Wizard. How Berserk are you? Berserk 3. So if I give it to my Barbarian, he gets Berserk 6. Have I found a really cheap Thug chassis that I can use? 21 attack skill with quickness. 25 attack. God damn. I mean, he has no defense skill, like, goodbye defense skill, but quickness makes up for some of the loss. 32 damage with 2 attacks. 4 attacks, because he has quickness. I may try out... Once I see how this performs in the arena, I may make a slightly more expensive... I might give him slightly more stuff. Make him a slightly more expensive build. And the reason for that is, if I can factory produce, like, cause these are only 5 nature gems. Nature gems are easy to come by, so... If I can factory produce, like, Axes of the Berserker and some other things, I could put a lab in Valadon here, or in any province that produces berserkers, barbarians rather, find all the provinces that produce barbarians and just recruit a barbarian chief, give him an axe to the berserker and a few other things. And I can just filter them into my lines and let them just chaff clear. Because if they kill 4 men a round, like, and they get, what, 20 kills after the end of a battle, like, they're only cost 35 gold, so they might be a cost-effective chaff clearing unit with those berserking axes. We'll see. But he has gained his first experience level from training in the Hill of Fire. So my arena combatant is getting a bit more. He's getting a bit tougher. Should watch out, Linos the Minotaur, if he's still on the Hall of Fame. Yes, Linos the Minotaur is still the most famous hero. He should watch out. He may have a contender in Hisana the Barbarian Chieftain. I may have to rename him to Conan if he wins the arena. I may have to do that. We shall see. We shall see. Right, back to the messages. There was a battle in the Underdark, and this is where Solv has decided to expand into a molten lair. And it's a... Oh! There's a lumber construct here. They might have got the same random event as me. What did he try to cast? He cast Protection. Probably to... Well, I don't know. I don't think it worked. So Solv just smashes the lumber construct there. And we take the Underdark. So I'm going to put the province defense to... I think I'll put it to 10. We're bordering Emwazar now in 2 places. I'm going to just have Solv move into Maldeep. It doesn't look like they've got any people there as well. Solv is just going to march through the Underdark and just start pushing them back. Clear out any influence. Now this is a throne, and the cavemen are basically colossi, and they have the bonus of dark vision in these caves, so I'm actually going to boost the province defense on this throne to 30, and it is the brass throne, which does provide gold and gems, so I would like to keep this, very much so. Very much like to spend my treasury this turn on fortifying this throne. There was a battle in Fanligia, which we managed to see. Oh, it was for the throne! Ah, Emilzar tried to attack the Throne of Ascension. Let's see how badly they screwed up. They sent a small force, and they get absolutely surrounded by Icarid warriors and griffins, as well as Springhawks. And there is a Titan of Heaven here, with an absolutely ridiculous number of air gems and a few earth gems. Oh man. He cast Iron Warriors, and the armies of Emazar are out immediately because of all these Icarids. The Icarids are flying, very heavy on the flying province. There is a way you can counter this. So, for example, in this battle, I'll just load it up quickly just to demonstrate. All these flying units, their power is the fact that they can fly across the battlefield and surround your regiments right at the start of the fight. Now, if you have an air mage, or a powerful enough air mage, to craft a Staff of Storms, then a storm will automatically be on the battlefield when you enter. And storms prevent flying. These units are not storm immune, so they cannot fly when there is a storm. And Icarids are actually really slow and not very good infantry, really, when you think about it. If they can't fly, they don't have the unique trait of being able to fly. They're not actually very good. These Springhawks can still fly in a storm, but what that enables you to do, these Griffins can't, is that the Griffins and the Icarid warriors would slowly march up the field towards you with the rest of these independents. And you could have a unit of, you could have a thug or a few units with magic weapons ready to kill these Springhawks as they fly in during the storm. And then they could kill off the Springhawks before the army even gets close to you. So yes, a storm would be a good counter to this throne. I need to keep that in mind. The storm might be a good plan. Right, I didn't bet on Mammal. Yeah, Treasury's looking a bit slight, and so I couldn't afford to keep him. But that's fine. I don't think we need Mammal right now. I'm just looking for more diseased units. Doesn't look like we have any. So, oh, what have you got? Mute. Mute? Why are you mute? What happened? Well, what does mute do? Oh, it reduces leadership as well. Oh, god damn it, you're now useless. Ah, leadership divided by 4. It's only got 15 now. Eurystheus, you are now not very useful to me. Not really. I guess he can just shuffle the men that are already there. I have a better plan. Right, you drop off all these men here. Just leave them all there. Take your supplies. He can join the army, and he can just follow the army with supplies. And I'll get another commander to go pick those units up. A commander that can actually use them. Like Islatos, who has actually quite high leadership. In fact, I can boost his leadership further, or his strong leadership skill further, with the Horn of Valor. And I'll also give him an endless bag of wine. So I'm going to have Islatos start building a new army in Nom, I think. I need to start building armies all over my kingdom, so yes. I'm going to... Nom is just recruiting more heavy cavalry, but I can get Belmar to recruit some goblins for him. So, I mean, a line of these elite skirmishers is never a bad idea, so I'll train 20 goblins here. He's going to move... I'm going to have him move straight to Nom, pick up more cavalry. Then he's going to move to Swinland, take the rest of the men here, and then come back to Belmar to pick up more goblins. So he's basically going to hop between these two castles, just building up a force. That force may end up supporting the siege in Syria, or it may just move towards wherever I need it once it's full. We shall see. He has good leadership though, being a mounted commander with 2 points of experience, so I don't actually need to give him a Scepter of Authority to make him, to increase his leadership value. But the Horn of Valor does make him actually a fairly solid commander with the inspiration bonus. Although with only 2 squads, he's only really useful as a wall. He carries basically a spear wall around with him, maybe with like say 50 spearmen and 50 archers or something like that. Or maybe a unit of cavalry and spearmen, but he can't really do any serious strategy. Like if you have a commander who can lead 5 squads, you can have an entire battle strategy with like a feint attack or flanking maneuvers. You can have all of that with just one commander and give an incredibly high morale bonus to all of those units as well. Whereas these mounted commanders, they're a bit basic on the strategy, but they can lead lots of men, so that is an advantage. We shall make the most of that. Now, Askar, I was going to give this man some soldiers. It appears there's some 15 spear warriors with small bows in Lilithor. So what I'm going to do is he's going to take the 11 heavy cavalry here, which is a small force to flank with, and I'm going to train a few more of these spearmen. I can't train very many, but we'll train a few of them. I didn't queue up recruiting sacreds. Well, I don't... Recruiting sacreds and ferrying them all the way to Syria doesn't seem like an efficient thing to do, so... And we still have 58 here. I would like to keep getting them. They are preferable. But right now, I think what is preferable is having a solid force to actually push the Syrians finally out of our land. And that means recruiting men over here. Not over here. So we will just have to live with that. I got my level 2 priest. My Dominion is dropping slowly. They have got lots of temples around this area, so she is going to start preaching. I have my... yes, these are all my crafting wizards, aren't they? I think you were casting Bowl of Blood, actually, so you can go back to doing research. I'm going to have a mage in Lilithor start casting Bowl of Blood, if possible. Yes, he can reach the Underdark, so he's going to start casting Bowl of Blood. I believe my wizards casting Augury are still at it. Yes, it does appear that they are. So I don't need to get them to do anything. My scout can move down into the cave system. I have a level 1 priest. He was going to run around building temples in my provinces. I want to recruit paramount pontifexes. So I have an acolyte here who's preaching, but he's sort of just trying to keep their dominion away as a temporary measure until I did get a temple built in Mexico. So I will now go build that temple with this priest here. Probably next turn if I have the gold available. And yes, we have a lot of forging wizards, a lot of crafting wizards, so let's forge some magic items, some more magic items. Get more fire in a jar. It's always useful to have some lying around. More endless bags of wine. Another endless bag of wine. Another fire in a jar. And forge finally a Horn of Valor. I'll keep a few Horns of Valor lying around so I can give them to various commanders. Probably prioritize giving them again to commanders that are leading melee units. But we'll see. Now, what else do I want to equip this guy with? I have to pause that construction. I could give him an Amulet of the Giants. I could also do the. I think that's what I'm going to do. Right? Okay. Let's forge up some gear for our barbarian chieftain. Why not? Let's see what we can fully outfit him with. I could give him this horned helmet as well. Give him an extra attack. I think I will. We're going to make a horned helmet. But I am going to make for his body armor. I would like to make him somewhat fire resistant. Burning Pearl. I could give him Golden Harplon. He has a parry of 9, so he'll catch a lot of attacks on it. I'll give him a Golden Harplon. Horned Helmet. It'll also increase his fire resistance to make up for the Barkskin Amulet. Now this guy's going to forge a Amulet of the Giants for him. So we've got the Barkskin Amulet, Amulet of the Giants. Those are his 2 accessories. We have the Horned Helmet for his helmet. The Golden Harplon for his shield, and now we need his body armor. And I may get my Earth Gnome Mage to forge Black Steel Plate. Now in the arena I'm not worried about fatigue because his fatigue will restore after every fight, but his hit points won't. So protection is probably more important than say for example giving him a Girdle of Might for the reinvigoration. So I think protection is more important in this case. And because of that, we're going to forge him a suit of Black Steel Full Plate. That is going to stop us from doing casting Gnome Lore for 1 turn, but I don't mind. I want to see how this barbarian does. I'm interested to see how powerful this Axe of Berserking is. It seems like a very powerful weapon for only 5 nature gems. Aside from the loss of the actual being able to use the commander. The commander does go berserk, so you can't use them. But if you only want to use that commander as a fighter, then just let them go crazy, I guess. Just let them go crazy. Which is something I might actually do. Having some heavy hitters in my goblin lines would be nice, because the goblins aren't very good. I mean, they've been okay at killing things so far, but okay at killing things is not exceptional at killing things. And a 6 Berserker Barbarian Chieftain with the right gear may make an excellent killing machine. We shall have to wait and see. But that's all the forging I need to do for this turn. I've got no more things for my commanders to do. The last thing I really wanted to consider was... Oakstrong can actually search here. He didn't do that. And we need... you can search there as well. My Prophet can search there for holy sites, so I'll let him do that. We'll search with our 2 commanders and Syria. Now in autumn, my sacred units have reduced health. They only have 6 hit points. And 6 hit points means they will die to every arrow that hits them. Pretty much. So, if I don't attack the castle now, I can wait till spring and then my goblins will make a much better invasion force. However, and also, again, I don't know how many men they actually have in this castle. They don't have their god, which is good. And their god will respawn at their capital, so we should probably try and focus on taking this castle as soon as possible. So I might not want to wait around. But how do I want to do this if I don't want to wait around? I have to do it without taking too many casualties. And I think the thing is, I need to have my my heavy cavalry as arrow blockers. And since they have shields and decent equipment, we're going to have them guard Enyalios and just hang around him for the entire fight. And hopefully guard as many of my wizards and slaves as I can. That's really my best bet. I'm going to have my archers on a sparse line right at the front of the battlefield. It doesn't really matter. They just need to be far. They need to be able to shoot, basically. That's the main concern. Now this guy's protected from arrows, so I can actually leave him out in the open. It might draw some arrow fire just by him being out in the open. I don't actually want him to get targeted by any enemies though, so. But the archers should get targeted. They're right at the front. Narek is now his protection is 22, so he shouldn't die from arrows. But I'll sit him behind the commander here. Yeah, he should be fine. He should be just fine. And now Erimas, he has no equipment at all. So he's going to stand right in the middle, and his men are going to stand on top of him, and they are going to be set to hold an attack. No, just to attack closest. They're just going to rush in, start. Actually, I'm going to put them right at the right at the front. Yes. Let's just move them straight to the front of the map. They will rush straight through the front gate. And my sacreds who I have down here that were going to be protecting my since they have low hit points, I'm going to have them hold an attack just straight down the center of the map. So they're going to wait at the back of the map for 2 turns and then just slowly make their way down. I hope that means they won't just get killed by archer fire, but at the same time, if I send them in too early, they'll just get bogged up behind the gate and then they'll just die to archer fire there. And if they're far away, the precision is going to be worse. So, yeah, I might even put them in a skirmish as well, just to. I mean, their morale's high by being sacred units, so I think I can afford to put them in a skirmish formation. Should reduce the amount of arrow fire they take. That should be a strong enough attack plan to actually take this castle. I'm hoping it is. I'm wondering if I should do some research before though. But we're banishing them. It doesn't really matter what research I get. Oh, Mudrik, what are you doing? Oh, you are salvage slaving. Okay, that's fine. He just brought another bag of endless wine. That's all. Right. The decision. To wipe the Syrians out nice and quickly, or to bide my time and ensure a less costly victory. I don't know how many men they've got in there. I'm not sure. If I had to guess, I'd say a lot. So yeah, and they're undead, so we can't really starve them out. The preference would be to bide our time to build up a strong assault force and like a specialized assault force. So I'm not just running my entire goblin field army. If you consider this as a field army that is currently just sieging them to keep them under siege. If I built a army specifically to attack the castle, it would probably look a lot different. But I think with the amount of wizards we have banishing, we can storm the castle. No number of undead will stop us from taking this castle with these many priests banishing them. And then they can swap to casting Hellfire when they're finished banishing the undead. So we are going to storm the castle. If I chose to wait 1 turn, my sacred units would have 8 hit points in winter. But I think we're just going to go for it. I think to be honest, this should do it. This should do it. I don't need many men to go into the castle. I'm expecting my wizards to do most of the work. But just in case, the sacreds will eventually turn up. And I actually might just put them in a straight attack. Yeah. Alright, they are just going to move in. But they're going to move in after not taking arrow fire. So, that's the plan. That is the plan. And you'll have to see how this plan unveils next episode. I'm going to end the episode on the message screen again. It's been me, Chaff Commander Coffee, with Dominions4, Thrones of Ascension, RandomNationGen. Salt No Ham has almost finished wiping out the Syrians. Tune in next time, and you may see how those battles went. Thanks for watching.